Peter Pan and Henry's Extraordinary Adventure in Neverland. Once upon a time, in a magical place called Neverland, there lived a boy named Peter Pan who never grew up. Peter Pan loved flying more than anything else in the world. He could often be seen soaring over the treetops of Neverland, his laughter echoing in the sky. His best friend, the tiny but brave fairy named Tinker Bell, was always by his side, her wings shimmering in the sunlight. One night, as Peter and Tinker Bell were flying over the island, they noticed a peculiar sight. A new star had appeared in the sky, twinkling brightly. They decided to investigate, and as they drew closer, they realized it wasn't a star at all, but a young boy named Henry who had somehow found his way to Neverland. Henry was a curious and adventurous 6-year-old boy who believed in magic and loved listening to stories about Peter Pan and his adventures. That night, as he was falling asleep, he wished with all his heart to meet Peter Pan and explore Neverland. To his astonishment, his wish came true, and he found himself floating above the island, surrounded by the beauty of Neverland. Peter Pan swooped down to greet Henry. "Hello there. I'm Peter Pan, and this is my best friend Tinker Bell. Welcome to Neverland," he exclaimed. Henry's eyes widened with excitement. "I'm Henry. I can't believe I'm really here. There's so much I want to see and do." "Well, then," Peter said with a grin, "let's start our adventure." Peter, Tinker Bell, and Henry flew over the lush forests and sparkling rivers of Neverland, exploring every nook and cranny. They visited the Mermaid Lagoon, where beautiful mermaids splashed and played in the water, and the Lost Boys' hideout, where they were welcomed with open arms by Peter's loyal friends. One day, as they were flying near Skull Rock, Peter suddenly stopped mid-air. "Henry, there's something you should know. There's a pirate named Captain Hook who is always trying to capture me. He's very dangerous, and we must be careful." Henry's heart raced, but he nodded bravely. "I'm ready, Peter. Let's face him together." The trio continued their adventure, always on the lookout for Captain Hook and his band of pirates. They played tricks on the pirates, outsmarting them at every turn. Henry's bravery and quick thinking impressed Peter and Tinker Bell, and they became even closer friends. One evening, as they were resting by the river, Henry asked Peter, "Peter, why does Captain Hook hate you so much?" Peter sighed. "Long ago, during a battle, I accidentally cut off his hand, and a crocodile ate it. Now Hook has a hook for a hand, and he's been chasing me ever since, seeking revenge." Henry thought for a moment. "Maybe there's a way to make peace with him. What if we find something that Hook wants more than revenge?" Peter smiled. "That's a wonderful idea, Henry. Let's give it a try." The next day, they set out on a quest to find something that could win Captain Hook's heart. They searched high and low, asking the advice of the wise old owl, the playful dolphins, and even the mischievous fairies. Finally, they discovered that Captain Hook had a secret longing for a treasure chest filled with the most delicious ice cream in the world. Determined to find the legendary ice cream treasure, Peter, Henry, and Tinker Bell embarked on a new adventure. They faced many challenges, from climbing the towering mountain of whipped cream to crossing the chocolate river. But with teamwork, bravery, and belief in themselves, they overcame every obstacle. At last, they reached the hidden cave where the ice cream treasure was kept. The cave was guarded by a fierce dragon, but Henry bravely approached it and offered it a scoop of ice cream he had saved from their journey. The dragon's eyes softened, and it allowed them to pass, revealing the treasure chest filled with an array of colorful, mouth-watering ice cream. Tinker Bell sprinkled some of her fairy dust over the chest, causing it to levitate. They carefully carried the treasure back to Skull Rock, where they found Captain Hook plotting his next scheme. "Captain Hook," Peter called out, "we've brought you something that we hope will make you happy." Captain Hook turned and saw the floating chest. His eyes widened in disbelief as he opened it and tasted the ice cream. A smile slowly spread across his face, and for a moment, he seemed to forget his vendetta against Peter. This is extraordinary," Hook exclaimed, savoring the flavors. "How did you know?" Henry stepped forward. "We wanted to show you that there's more to life than revenge. Isn't it wonderful to enjoy something sweet and share it with others?" Hook looked at Henry, then at Peter and Tinker Bell. For the first time, he saw them not as enemies, but as kind-hearted individuals. "Perhaps there's something to what you say, young boy," he admitted, still savoring the ice cream. "Maybe we can call a truce." From that day on, the tension between Peter Pan and Captain Hook eased. They didn't become friends, but they agreed to stay out of each other's way and live peacefully in Neverland. Henry's adventure in Neverland taught him the power of belief and the importance of friendship. Before he knew it, it was time for him to return home. Peter and Tinker Bell flew him back to where they had found him, floating among the stars. "Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Tinker Bell," Henry said, hugging them both. "I'll never forget this amazing adventure." "And we'll never forget you, Henry," Peter replied with a smile. "Remember, as long as you believe in yourself and the magic of friendship, anything is possible." With that, Henry found himself back in his cozy bed, the moonlight shining through his window. He closed his eyes, a smile on his face, and drifted off to sleep, dreaming of Neverland and the extraordinary adventure he had shared with Peter Pan and Tinker Bell. And so, dear Henry, always remember that your dreams can take you to amazing places. Just believe in yourself and the power of friendship, and you'll find that the most wonderful adventures are always within your reach. Good night, brave Henry, and sweet dreams.
Created by a kid and their parent using Talebot, click the link in the video description to create your own story.